Hi everyone, this is Suburban Self-Reliance, and what we're going to be doing today is putting in the Thirsty Earth Oya watering system. If you've never heard about this, this is absolutely amazing. We had, to give you an idea, we had 48 tomato plants last year. We just let them go. They had stringers of 6 to 6 feet long. They were probably 5 to 6 feet tall. Hundreds and hundreds of tomatoes. I didn't water them once, not once. So if you're interested in that, about not having to keep up with your watering, then come along with us and we'll show you how this whole process works. It's so super simple. We're going to go ahead and include planting our tomatoes with this and everything like that. So these are what they are. These are all dirty and everything from last year, but basically all they are is what would you call them? Not ceramic. You know what they are? The terracotta pots. Okay. Anyway. This technology apparently came from, they say, that the Romans invented it about 2,000 years ago. And so what they did at that time was they would put the pots in the ground and they would pour water into them, and the pots would leach water into the dirt, the surrounding dirt. So what happens is the plant that these are planted around, the plants that are put around these, well, the roots will find the water source, and so the roots will actually bind themselves around this thing, and then the plant, whatever it is, will take whatever water it wants, whether it's a little bit or a lot or whatever. And we found that when we pulled up all the tomato plants last year, we found that the tomatoes had reached out and roots all the way around them and everything. Now, we haven't done carrots or radishes or anything like that, and I kind of think that might not work. It's going to be an experiment. We're going to try it this year and everything. But anyway, you just put them into the ground, and there's a piping system that goes between them. You can kind of see that it's laying in there, and we're going to be hooking them all up, because that's last year's. So this year, what I'm going to be doing, you've seen our raised beds down there. We're going to tie this whole thing together, and then our 4 totes, our water containers, which are 275 gallons each, those are going to be feeding this whole system. And so this was an experiment for us last year. It worked phenomenal. And so now, like I say, we're going to be connecting them. I haven't quite figured out how I want to connect the beds, because there's obviously going to be a line, a small line. It's just a 1/4 inch. It's a tiny line, but they're going to be connecting the beds. So we're going to have to figure out how to not let them droop between beds, and not trip over them too and rip the whole thing out. So that'll be, I don't know, I might spray paint the lines that are going between the beds red or something like that. But anyway, yeah, just follow along with this as we put this system in. It's totally cool. I think so the web address is thirstyearth.com. I don't get anything from them. They're not a sponsor, but it's an absolutely incredible product. So go to thirstyearth.com, and then you can kind of pick what you want. What it is, there's a bucket that's the reservoir, okay? And the reservoir feeds, you got a line that comes in, can't pick it up. There's a line that feeds it, and then there's a float inside. We put a brick in the bottom to kind of take up a little bit of the space, and also to hold this bucket down. So this fills up, and then it feeds the whole watering system. And all you got to do is just make sure that the bucket is staying full, because if you don't have a source to supply water to this, then you're going to have to feed this bucket. You're going to have to fill it up all the time. It goes down not that fast, really. It's pretty easy. So anyway, that's it. We're going to go ahead and put these in, and so follow along. Okay, so we got this cool little tool from Thirsty Earth, and I'm anxious to try this thing, because last year, and you can do this, last year we just dug a hole with a spade and moved the dirt. So this year they gave us this cool thing to go on the end of the drill. So we're going to go ahead and try that here. Very cool, very cool. But my dirt is very loose. I turned it over, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, and so it's very loose. So let me grab one of the pots here, and so you're supposed to put this about level. You don't want dirt getting into this thing, by the way. So then all we got to do going to go ahead and reach in and pull the dirt out. Put that down in there like that. Go ahead, bury it. You don't want it tight. And that's pretty much it. Now, what we're going to do, I've already got this laid out from last year, so this would be the first one. And just loosen that up. I'm gonna wet it a little bit, slowly put it in there, and then tighten that nut down just a little bit, just kind of gently. That's it. Then you move on to the next one. Not real hard. Gardening shouldn't be terribly hard. So that was the first one. I'll go ahead and put all the rest of them in, and then we'll get back and show you guys how the whole system looks all set up. Right, so it really didn't take that long. Maybe, I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour. But remember, for this stage, we had the piping all done from last year and everything like that. But that tool really made things easy. Just a plunge into the ground, and it pulled up the dirt, and then that set right in there. A couple of them I had to dig out with my hand, but yeah, so anyway, there's 48 tomato plants that are going to be coming in here. And so I'm going to be taking off of that one right there and then running the piping down to those 4 beds down there. And we've got to figure out how we want to do that so that we're not tripping over them. Probably put flags on them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. So
especially with 6 little grandbabies running around everywhere.
That's right. That's pretty much it. So anyway, we'll over the next 2 or 3 days, we're going to get all those done, and we're going to get the tomatoes in. So keep watching. That is so slick.
What are these little red bugs? They're kind of like little spiders. Baby spiders? No.
Oh yeah, there's another little one right there. Yeah, they're not bad. I don't know what they're called, but they're not bad bugs.
Cool thing is, you get dirt in it, pull it right back out of the hole, and that's it.
You're having fun, aren't you?
That tool is so worth the money. I don't know how much it cost, but it wasn't much, but that is the way to do it, for sure. You know you got good dirt when your hands are black. Your hands aren't black, it's crap dirt.
Yes, indeed.
Well,
See, this
technically it is crap dirt.
Yeah, this is good dirt because it's got crap dirt. So.
You want it to be crap dirt.
That's it. Okay. Sometimes it does that. Yeah, this works good.
Beautiful.
Yep. Okay. I think that's good. All right, so we go ahead and turned on the water to the tank here. You can see that that's full and it's shut off, so now it's not going to be draining the bigger tank, and the water is coming down. And what we do is go ahead, and each Oya has a screw right here. So you open that, and then it bleeds the air out of each one, and then as that Oya fills with water, you can go ahead and shut the screw. Don't tighten it down tight because it's plastic and you'll bust the plastic. But as you can see, now we've got everything running between all of the different beds. So we have a maintenance-free, as far as watering goes anyway, garden. So yeah, it's I couldn't recommend it more. Go to thirstyearth.com, and for us, just please like and subscribe our videos. It really helps us out a lot, helps the channel grow. We're just doing this for you guys, and like I say, we don't have any sponsors or anything like that, and it's just something that we really enjoy. So with that, we'll just say goodbye, and thanks for watching.